this shit for life. Out of space, I'm a star. Little look at hit me right. You can see it in my eyes. I ain't always feel like this. Had to wait for applause. Little centerfold types, they wanna know just who we are. And this ain't even a full sprint. I got them lurking. I see them surface. They thought it was curtains, but I was working. Now I'm coming for these big body bands, that's for certain. See what I'm serving. I got these boys nervous. I got them motherfucking nervous. Anybody deserve it. Little bitch, I deserve it. Boy, sweet as dessert. That's why they numbers deserted. Dime try that she know that she ain't subtle with flirting. I've been sipping and smoking, ain't sober. I ain't worried about shit till it's over. Big chillin' with my day one thoughts. Gotta say it every song. You know what the fuck I'ma do this shit for life. Out of space, I'm a star. Little look at hit me right. You can see it in my eyes. I ain't always feel like this. Had to wait for applause. Little centerfold types, they wanna know just who we are. And this ain't even a full sprint. I got them lurking. I see them surface. They thought it was curtains, but I was working. Now I'm coming for these big bodies.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to, once again, another live stream here on the VB Thomas platform. As usually on Mondays, we are doing something else than the Phoenix Racing League. Well, I did do the Phoenix Racing League a couple of months back on Mondays, but due to not having enough numbers in the Div 2, unfortunately, I wasn't able to stream anymore. But today there is going to be enough people in the lobby, and also there is going to be me not streaming on Wednesday, so that means I'm going to be streaming on Monday today. So, yeah, let's get straight into the introduction. Of course, last week I wasn't there. Obviously, it was Saudi Arabia, and we had Mr. Basil winning that race. Agman was in P2, and then we had the Irish Shauna Louise, seems like a girl's name. So I'm just gonna say the Irish driver in P3. So we did have a English kind of Irish kind of something podium. And then today it is going to be Austria with a population of 9 million people. The first Grand Prix ever held was in 1970, and Jean PYD has won the most Grand Prix on this track here in Div 2, if I'm not mistaken, or Div 1. I can't actually quite remember. Doesn't really matter. So the qualifying record on this track by any of the leagues I've done already is a 1.3.7, and the fastest lap is a 1.5.1. I don't see these guys getting that beaten because that other league I was doing is really, really fast. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a unrealistic thing to happen because Phoenix, I'm not going to say Phoenix is slow, but Phoenix is a little bit slower than that other league I did on Austria. So yeah, they really have some top speed guys out there. So let me have a quick look. Track layout wise, good evening Chartman, good evening Rios. Hope you're having all an amazing evening. It is going to be a sprint race and a 50% race. It says one shot, but that's wrong. It's going to be a sprint race with the podium standings reversed. So that's going to be what's up right there. Track distance is going to be 4.3 kilometers, and the race distance will be around 155 kilometers today. So it is going to be on Austria, as you can see now, into turn 7 and turn 8. You need a good exit coming out of turn 8 to make that move into turn 9, which you can see right now. Then you've got the start, finish straight. You will have DRS through that straight. And then entering turn 1, it's a good dive bomb opportunity into turn 1, but you do need to watch out with the guy around the outside. And then you've got that straight DRS. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, makes sense. Thank you for letting me know, Chartman. Apparently, the Irish guy is a guy, not a girl, but he's using his girlfriend's PlayStation Plus account. That's what's up right there. That is some high intelligence thinking. So right now into turn 4, hard braking zone. It's a little bit of a U-turn. You need a good exit coming through that corner to be able. No, not really a U-turn actually, if you think about it. But there's a good dive bomb opportunity through that corner, and then you're back at turn 7 right there. Now let's have a quick look with the strategy here around Austria. Of course, there is going to be a sprint race first, but during the actual 50% race, we are going to be seeing a medium hard, medium hard, soft, or a medium soft strategy. If there is multiple safeguards, you can definitely go for a medium soft. If there is only one, just go for a medium hard or a hard medium or a hard soft, depends on when that safeguard is coming out. Of course, safeguard probability is not that high, neither is a tire degradation rate, neither is a tire overheating probability, so I don't expect to be there to be a lot of crashes or like people crashing out today. There seems to be 16 people in the lobby. I'm gonna have a quick look. 16 people indeed are going to be racing today. And then, of course, we have got the predictions. I usually do the blame the game, but unfortunately, my guest wasn't able to perform, if that makes sense. Wasn't really in the mood. Let's say it like that. Wasn't really in the mood to be able to join the session tonight. So we're just gonna do the predictions, and I'm gonna go with Rios P1. I'm having a think, guys. I'm having a think. Welcome, Joby, by the way, in the chat. I'm having a think. Thomas. Is Thomas actually in the chat? Yeah, he is. He is in the lobby. He's Tok. I'm going with Tok P2. And Agman P3. I think Agman is going to do pretty well here today. So hopefully, it's lagging again. Why is it lagging all the time? This is really annoying, actually, if you think about it. It's just because I'm using so many things, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, it's whatever. There we go, Joby. All right, minor safety cars. I think there's going to be one, and the biggest winner, Doc, and I'm going for the biggest loser being Divine Eye. He might be crashing out today. And then, of course, we're going straight into the game. So here we go. PlayStation sounds should be on. It is on indeed. And I'm going to close down Spotify. I'm going to close down my camera, as hopefully that is going to be fixing the issue. How can I close down my camera? There we go. Okay. Should be fixed right now. Yeah. Really annoying. It's always the same, and I think it's because my computer is overheating. Hello, Bob. Hello, Bob. Welcome in the stream. Hope you're having an amazing evening tonight. I might need to put a fan on it. All right, guys. The guys are gonna be putting on their thingies first, so I'm gonna get a fan real quick, and then we'll be right back with you. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Hopefully that's gonna sort the issue with my computer. My, computer has the issue of overheating. So my microphone is slowed down thanks to that, and I am not able to perform on the usual things. So who are the favorites? Let me have a quick look. So the favorites here are Rios. He was either P1 or P2 last season, and he races in Div 1 right now. But yeah, he decided to race Div 2 too. These guys are switching Div 1 and to Div 2 to fill out each other's grids. Joby is also a pretty fast one. Shardman races in Div 1 if I'm not mistaken, so does Divine. Mr. Basil and Agman won the race last week. Mr. Basil was P1, Agman are P2, was P2, so you can see on the left side of your screen that there is a standings. So those standings are going to give you a little bit more information on who is pretty fast during these last couple of races. As the Haas team is ahead by almost double the points, and I'm going to have a quick look with the tires right now, as everyone seems to be on mediums, except for Talk. He wanted to go for a different strategy here in Austria. And the guys are now going to put all of their cars onto the grid, because we're going to be starting this Austrian sprint race here in the Phoenix Racing League. It is going to be 5 red lights. Oh, right, the 5 red lights are going out right now. And here we go, it's lights out and away we go for the Austrian sprint race. Seems like Sparrow did have a pretty good start with Oranje in P2. And then we've got Jazz in P3. Both drivers at the front of the grid have gotten a pretty amazing start right there. And then we've got Talk making the move on the Ferrari driver down the inside. He does have those soft tires. So Talk making a dive bomb down the inside on the Williams driver. Talk with pretty good speed throughout that turn 3 right there. There's already someone retired, and that is going to be Rios. Rios has been disqualified. No, he's not been disqualified. He has been crashed. And the safety car is out already, so that's going to be yellow flags for everyone and a 5-second time penalty for Agman. It's usually a little bit more chaos at the back of the grid when there is a sprint race. So the guys who are at the back of the grid right now, they still have a lot of positions to make up for. Mr. Basil is already in P7, so he made a lot of positions up that first lap. As we're now entering Sector 3 with Sparrow in P1, Oranje in P2, and we've got Talk in P3. He made up 3 positions already on those soft tires, but will he be able to finish on those soft tires? That's a good question. Rios, who probably crashed out due to people being a little bit too slow ahead of him. Bob, are you on phone or on computer? So there's going to be a safety car already, unfortunately. Yeah, Bob, so the problem with the standings is I usually use the standings from the league, but some leagues have different kind of fonts and different kind of layovers, so it doesn't always look very great. So I'm trying to use the same. I'm not gonna change a different font. Well, not to a different font, because you know what the thing is. My whole stream is with this font, so you can see the logo at the top of the screen. VB Thomas, it is with that font. You see the driver standings, the constructor standings. It all says, well, driver standings and constructor standings with that font, so I don't want to use any other font except for that one. I might be using Control 1, but I still need to see if that's going to be better quality. I will be waiting for another couple of days before I'm going to be able to do that, because I've got my exams coming up on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, so I don't have enough time to change all of that thing. But the italic styling was looking better. Well, it doesn't really matter. Nobody has complained about it yet, so, well, except for you then. Jazz is coming into the pit, seems like. The Williams driver is all the way in P8 right now, is getting dropped back to P14 possibly. Maybe if Agman is going to be able to get back to these guys. He already received his 5-second time penalty in the pit lane. as that is possibly gonna be a penalty we will never be seeing anymore. And we might need to go for a safety car song. What do you guys think? Haha, thank you, buddy. Yeah, I really appreciate that. There's a little bit of a delay on the microphone, and I don't know how to fix that actually. I don't know if it has something to do with my OBS. Is my computer... Yeah, it's not overheating anymore. Oh, nice. The fan really works. Might be better later. Possibly is. Oh my days. I'm such a smart man. Alright guys, so safety car song. We're entering sector 3 right now, so I'm gonna do a quick safety car song. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Everyone is driving on a straight line, except for when you're going through the corner. Safety car situation here in Phoenix Racing League. Alright, perfect. Safety car is coming in right now. That was a pretty fast safety car right there, as it is going to be free green flags pretty soon, as the safety car is coming in already. So we're currently in lap 3 out of the 12, with none of the laps driven yet, and Sparrow is going to go. Sparrow is going to go already. Oranje with a 1.7 second gap. Not too sure what he was thinking right there, but Talk is making that move down the inside, down the main straight into turn 1, and that is going to be an easy overtake, although he has a little bit of a snap right there. Bob, don't judge me, please. Talk making that move down turn 3 again on the AlphaTauri driver with a good move, and so does the Ferrari driver. Has a little bit of a white line through there, but he definitely makes that move on AP. A lot of different numbers and letters on the grid today. NJMC, we've got AP17. All the way at the back of the grid, we've got J42P. There's a lot of guys who've got different names, so it's going to be show the tires. Everyone is on mediums, Bob. There's no difference, except for Talk. He's on softs. I already showed the tires. So, these guys are all battling with each other, but it seems like Mr. Basil has made up the most positions already. The Haas driver now down the inside into this very difficult corner to make that move on. The Mercedes driver having a little bit of a snap, going onto the curb a little bit too much. Now he's getting overtaken by the Alpine driver right behind him, Martin Nueve, making that move into turn 1, down the main straight already, and the move is already there, so he's just going to sort back onto the racing line, and that is moved done by Martino. So his next target is going to be Mr. Basil, but I do suspect Mr. Basil to get a couple of positions on the board already before the Alpine driver can get back to him. Both McLaren drivers not having a pretty good start here today. We've got a P8 and a P13 as Mr. Basil was looking to make a move down the inside right there. 3/10 behind the AlphaTauri driver, and I do expect Mr. Basil to have some good pace here around Austria, and we will definitely be seeing him getting somewhere in the top 3 today, maybe even a P1, but not during this sprint race, as we've got Sparrow all the way in P1 with a 3-second gap on all of the other guys. There is a yellow flag in sector 2. That is going to be the Mercedes driver, Divine Eye, and he has not dropped one position, but Jazz all the way P13, and Mihu made that move on AP all the way in P7. So these guys are definitely... Mr. Basil, I do have to say, Mr. Basil is pretty fast though. He's pretty fast, and he's going to make that move on Oranje Boom Broom. It seems like someone in the chat says he uses too much curb on the inside and the outside, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to make that move now. Oranje Boom Bloom making that move again on NJ. We saw that move from NJ on Oranje Boom in the same corner previous lap. Now makes that move down the main straight. Is Mr. Basil going to benefit from this? Doesn't look like it. Is he going to throw it down the inside? Yes, a deep lunge, a deep lunge. Maybe he's going to be able to make a move on both drivers. He's actually not, although the Ferrari driver right on the tail of the Ferrari driver. Is he going to be able to make that move? Doesn't look like it, and that is going to be Mr. Basil in P3. Oh, and the Williams driver spun. Sparrow spun. He gave up that lead. Is going to be dropped back all the way to P7 right now. Mr. Basil making that move around the outside through that very difficult corner right there. It is turn... Let me have a quick look. It is turn 9, if I'm not mistaken. Turn 9 here in Austria. Austria actually doesn't have a lot of turns on the track as the Ferrari driver got back onto the racing line, but we had Oranje Boom Brown there right the outside, so actually a pretty risky move from the Ferrari driver as the AlphaTauri driver had to go a little bit wide there. Unfortunately, Mr. Basil defending the inside line. The Ferrari driver might be able to make that switchback work. He's also going to have the DRS, so does Oranje Boom, and these three are having a lead of about 1 second on Martino, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to get a little bit closer to these guys once they're going to be starting to battle with each other. It doesn't seem like anyone is going to be making that move down the main straight right there, so Martino hasn't been very lucky here as he's got Joby Rennie right on his tail. The Aston Martin driver made up 5 positions already. He came from P10, currently in P5. So that is going to be a performance he has been looking for here since a long time ago. The Aston Martin driver all the way in P6 in the driver's standing. So these points can become very handy as anyone who finishes in the top, well, it's just going to be the same points as the actual race. So the winners, I think, are going to get 35 points. Oh, no, 30 points. So Mr. Basil, if he wins this race, he's going to get 30. And Joby Rennie going down the inside. He was looking to make that move on Martino, but unfortunately didn't have a good run. Now he's got Chartman right on his tail. These two have been friends for a long time already. Chartman now trying to get a little bit closer to Joby Rennie. He doesn't have the pace, and he's just going to sort his car back behind the Aston Martin driver. Now with a good run through this corner, taking a lot of grip on the outside. Hopefully he's going to be able to make that move soon. DRS usage for both Joby, both Chartman and both Agman. Well, all three of them, not really both because both with 2 people. Almost every snap, that is going to be Chartman in the wall. Chartman in the wall, and unfortunately he had a bad run. Well, he had a pretty good run coming through that corner, but he just touched the rear wing of the Aston Martin driver right there. Now Agman being pretty close to Joby. We know Agman, the P2 of last week, he's going around the outside here. But Joby has a good run, so does Agman. Joby is going to have a little bit of a snap there, but he retakes that position from the Aston Martin driver. Chartman coming into the pits with a broken front wing. And I don't think he should have done that. Joby down the inside into turn 1, and he's going to back out of the move. He was looking to make that move, but it's always a little bit risky into turn 1 in Austria. So there's going to be heavy battling going on, and I do think there's going to be even more, well, heavier battling going on in the actual race. We're currently in lap 9 out of the 12 of this sprint race here in Austria. So we've got NJ making up 2 positions, looking to make up 3. But the Ferrari driver doesn't really have the pace that's needed to be able to get into the top 2 right now, because Oranje Boom Brown is getting away a little bit there as Mr. Basil takes a lead of about 1.7 seconds. The Ferrari driver, NJ, he hasn't been performing very well, I have to say, because he's not in the top 10 yet. So he might be a reserve driver, or he might be a new driver here in the Phoenix Racing League, because I know the Phoenix Racing League has been getting a couple of new drivers in the league pretty recently. So NJ now with the use of DRS, he's gonna get a little bit closer. Is he gonna have the DRS coming into turn 1? And is there actually a DRS? Yes, there is actually. So he's gonna have the DRS here down this little straight through. Is he gonna throw it down the inside? He's gonna back out of it. It seems like he's gonna throw it down the inside, and then he's just gonna brake. He's just gonna brake very heavily, and then just gonna sort his car back behind the AlphaTauri driver. He didn't want to take a risk, as he was gonna have the DRS again. And if you have DRS coming out of turn 3, and you can make a move into turn 4 here, this corner, and you can just get ahead of the guy, and then just zoop away. You know, zoop away here in sector 2 and sector 3, because the guys are going to be having DRS again down the main straight in the start-finish line. So when they're not having DRS there anymore, you're going to be able to get a big lead on the guy behind you, on the guy you just overtook in sector 1. Eska. Seems like there's a 3-way battle here between the McLaren driver, the Red Bull driver, and the Mercedes driver, Eska, who has been pretty consistent these last couple of races. Seems to be all the way in P7 in the Drivers' Championship. And he definitely needs these points. Mihu retired from the session. Is there going to be a safety car? No, there isn't, because we're currently in lap 11 out of the 12. And the last 2 laps, there's never going to be a safety car, of course. So 1 free position for everyone who was behind the McLaren driver. But now AP Does Aska have the DRS? It does look like it. And, in all honesty, if you look at that Mercedes car, it looks absolutely beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. I do have to say I preferred the silver one, the chrome one from last year. Well, the black is something else, you know. The black is something else. So AP right on the tail of the Red Bull driver. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move anytime soon. There's only 2 more laps left. Only with a big mistake from the Red Bull driver, he's going to be able to make that move. As you know, AP going into that turn 7 right there, he had a pretty interesting line. He didn't go too much onto the curb on the outside to have a better line through turn 7 and turn 8. As he slides through the corner every now and then, so that might give him a little bit of a deficit. A disadvantage, actually. As Aska is now going to throw it down the inside into turn 1. Is he going to have the DRS? The guys are going to be next to each other, but who is going to have the DRS? It seems like that's going to be neither of the two. Neither of the two is going to have DRS, so that's going to be a benefit for the Mercedes driver who throws it down the inside. Deep dive bomb! Deep dive bomb! And the Red Bull driver had to back out of the move right there. That was really a move out of nowhere from the Mercedes driver, AP. What a big dive bomb on two drivers at once. The McLaren driver does the same right now. Oh, this is really heavy battling right here. A little bit of a desperate moves every now and then. Andy Loyal just thought, fuck this shit. I'm going to do the same that the Mercedes driver did. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him as he lost about 3 positions right there. So Mr. Basil coming across the line. It's going to be a P1 for the Haas driver. And he's going to extend his lead a little bit more in the Drivers' Championship, as we've got Oranje in P2 and NJ in P3. Now Aska is going to come across the line, and he has been the winner of this little group here of 6 drivers. And Jazz, who got a 5-second time penalty, is going to get dropped back all the way to P12. And that is going to be your sprint race here in Austria. Talk, who has been dropped back all the way to P14. He was in P6 while he qualified. Well, he got put in P6, but unfortunately dropped down 8 positions. And he's got to be happy with a P14, even with that penalty. So he really needs to watch out for those penalties at the end of the race, as that was going to be your sprint race here in the Phoenix Racing League. All the guys get, well, the amount of points that they get in an actual race. Driver of the day is going to be Mr. Basil. I think he did last to first, if I'm not mistaken. Did he go from last to first? Well, actually he did, because he couldn't have gone any further, because we've got... Wait, who is P1 in... Oh, Agman is P1 in the Drivers' Championship. I thought it was Mr. Basil. So Agman and Mr. Basil, both teammates, but they're definitely battling for that race. Well, not really race win, but P1 in the Drivers' Championship. So we've got Mr. Basil in P1, Oranje Boom Brown in P2, and NJ, the Venezuelan guy, in P3. Now let's go back to the back of the grid, as Rios unfortunately DNF'd. So did Mihu, the German guy. And Joby, he got nearly in the top 5. That's indeed true. But Joby, you might be able to get into the top 5 in the actual race, as we will be waiting for that to start pretty soon. As it seems like there is a Joby and an Eska fan in the chat, being Swanee. And Swanee doesn't actually race in Div 2. But actually, does he race in Div 2? I'm not 100% sure. Interesting. Swanee, why don't you raise in Div 2? We definitely need you to race, if that makes sense. Although, I mean, 16 people in the lobby, it's actually pretty good. And what a race we have seen there. Turn 4. We had a big dive bomb from the McLaren driver right there. And then we also had a big dive bomb from someone, I think it was the Mercedes driver, into turn 3. And I do have to say, taking in consideration that such a deep dive bomb could cause big damage, we hadn't seen any big damage there. The formation is going to be, well, the formation lap is going to be on again. And let's have a quick look at what tires everyone is on. Hard tires for Mr. Basil. He is in the lead anyway with possibly a little bit more pace than the rest of the grid. But we have got Oranje Boom Brown in P2 on the soft tires. So he might be able to get into the top, well, stay into the top 3 if he can keep it consistent. But he might be able to recapture that P1 because usually the soft tires are going to be having a little bit better of a start than the hard tires, because you know you've got more grip onto the track and you're going to be launching a little bit better. You're going to have better traction. And Joby wishes everyone a good luck. So everyone who's watching the stream who is a racing driver, good luck to you from Joby, but also good luck to you from me, myself, and I. So we've got medium tires for NJ and Agman, and we've got soft tires for Martino and Joby. Aska is also on the mediums, and the rest of the grid, except for the bottom 2, are also on softs. Mihu and Rios are on mediums and on hards, so it's going to be exciting to see who is going to get a lot of positions on the board today. Is it going to be Mihu? Is it going to be Rios? They're definitely going to take these tires to the long run to try and get into the top 10, and then of course go for soft tires. Soft mediums could be a strategy, the game says. So taking that in consideration, the tire degradation rate is actually not as high as I said. So yeah, it's just going to be waiting to see who is going to come into the pits, but that is going to be for around lap 16. Because I do think that soft tires are going to come into the pits then. But right now, everyone is putting their cars onto the track. So I'm going to take a quick sip of water before we're going to be starting. Although I'm not going to have enough time, unfortunately. We're already in lap 2 out of 36. That's pretty interesting. Which usually it only starts at lap 1. So it's going to be 5 red lights here in the Austrian Grand Prix. And away we go. Who has a pretty good start? Let me have a quick look with the position changes. Joby already in P1. Wait, is this lobby glitched? Yup, it is glitched. It says Joby in P1 for some reason. No idea how that happens, but Mr. Basil in P2. And what is happening here? I don't know, actually. Everyone is ghosted. Alright, well, Joby is not in P1, of course, but we've got Mr. Basil taking the lead here of about 1.1 second. Agman in P3, and we've got a DNF already. 2 DNFs, Aska and Martino all the way in P15 and P16. There's going to be a virtual safety car. No real safety car out yet. But usually with such a big crash, we would be seeing a big safety car, and the safety car is out indeed. So I'm going to check the chat real quick to see if there's going to be a lobby restart. So that is going to be your safety car right there. Another safety car, unfortunately, but I'm just going to have a look in the chat, because it seems like the lobby is a little bit glitched, because everyone was ghosting. Not anymore though, but Joby is still in the lead for some reason. I'm just gonna send a picture. Desync issues? Nah, Thomas, no way I'm having desync issues. Do you know how good my Wi-Fi is? Ah, there we go. Alright, lap 3. Is it lap 3 already? No, it's not lap 3. It's lap 2. What the fuck is 2018 when he drove off Tony's? No idea, buddy. How do you know so much about? esports, you know. Yeah, I know it's esports. I know who Thomas, Jan Opmer is. But it said 2,918, so I was a little bit confused. It was in Canada. Well, it's in Austria today, so. Well, predicting a amount of safety cars of 1 has been failed, because I predicted there was going to be 1. There's been 2 already. Well, not during the actual race, but during the sprint race also. So there's going to be 1 safety car during the actual race, 1 during the sprint race. As Chartman is coming into the pits now, we're going to have a quick look at the position changes. Mr. Basil made up 2 already. We've got Oranje, who lost about 3 right there, as the AlphaTauri driver has dropped back all the way to P5. Devine has made up 4, so pretty good start from the Mercedes driver right there, and also Talk with a pretty amazing start. 6 positions gained for the Dutch driver. And we've got me, who had a little bit of an unfortunate sprint race right there. He crashed out during the sprint race, but he made up 6 positions already. He came from P15 to P9, and Rios, who made up 4, so the Alfa Romeo driver definitely, well, I'm not going to say definitely not the start he has been hoping for, but in all honesty, I do think that Rios would have been able to get a couple of more positions on the board already. Although the safety car was out pretty early, so you're not really able to gain a lot of positions in that amount of laps or time driven. So lap 3 out of 36 right now. When we're coming across the line, we're going to be starting lap 4 of the Austrian Grand Prix, as the safety car is going to come in right now, so it's going to be green flags pretty soon. And Mr. Basil taking the lead right now here in Austria with about 4 tenths ahead of his teammates. So I really wonder what Agman is going to be doing here. Is he going to take the lead? Well, hopefully he's going to, but you know, sometimes I wish Mr. Basil gets the lead a little bit longer, because you've got Agman being in P1 in the Drivers' Championship, and it's both the Haas drivers, so it would be fun to see both drivers crash out. Mr. Basil, he was having a little bit of an accelerate right there. He confused the whole grid. As you see, this is what I mean. That is really dangerous from Mr. Basil right there. He was accelerating through that last corner, and then just everyone at the back of the grid was also accelerating and just crashed onto each other. The guys were braking and all that kind of stuff. So that might be a penalty for Mr. Basil right there. As NJ still in P3 with AP in P4, Joby in P5. So the top 5 has taken a little bit of a lead right there, as Devine is not able to keep up with the Aston Martin driver yet. Talk in P7 right now, and Andy Loyal got a position from his teammate Mihu, who's possibly got a broken front wing. The Williams driver Sparrow right now didn't really have the sprint race he was looking for, but is making that move around the outside into turn 5 right now. Is going to make that switchback work. Miu, who does have a broken front wing though. But both Williams drivers making that position on the McLaren driver, and it seems like it's going to be a Williams-McLaren battle here today. As Mr. Basil now takes your fastest lap of the race, Chartman in P12. And Mio comes into the pits, unfortunately. Mr. Basil all the way in P1. He's got his teammate right on his tail though. AP might be able to make that move on Joby here down the main straight into turn 3. Is he going to make a deep dive bomb? Divine Eye on his teammate. Back into TP5 for Divine Eye. Although AP makes that switchback work, but he didn't have enough traction coming off the line there. So it's going to be Divine in P5 right now. And his next target is going to be Joby Rennie. So I know that Joby really was looking forward to get a top 5 position here in that Austrian Grand Prix, as he's currently in P4 with about a 1.7 second gap on NJ in P3 if I'm not mistaken. And NJ wasn't really able to keep up with both Haas drivers at the front of the grid. Now let's go back to Sparrow as he's right on the tail of the McLaren driver right here. He's going to back out the move, but he's not going to have the DRS yet. DRS is enabled right after this corner, right after turn 1 with the slipstream. He's not going to be able to make that move now with the slipstream. Let's have a quick look down the main straight here. Into turn 3, he makes that move with the DRS. Mr. Basil still in P1, but he gets overtaken down the inside by Eggman. And Eggman retakes P1, although both Haas drivers having a heated battle now side by side into turn 5. Who's going to take the lead? It seems like that's going to be Eggman. And your Haas driver, all the way from P4 in the sprint race, takes your lead right now here in the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's have a quick look at Talk here in P7. As the Dutch driver gained 7 positions already, but isn't really able to keep up with the Mercedes drivers ahead. Although, I mean, 5/10, it's not really that much. He's going to have to DRS right now, coming out of this last corner. AP. You know, it's going to be Divine, AP, and Talk having a little bit of a similar pace right now. Talk was going to have a lot of straight line speed coming through that corner with the use of DRS. Is AP going to use the DRS? It didn't look like he was going to be using DRS. Talk now made the dive bomb down turn 3 on the Mercedes driver. And he makes that move work. So AP lost the position there into turn 3. I think it was AP who made that deep dive bomb on someone else too. You know, you see, he was looking to make a move right there, but the room was not there, unfortunately, and he didn't really have enough speed coming off that line. So Talk right now defending this P6 position as they lost the toe to Divine in P5. So in all honesty, I haven't seen Divine I in the top 5 since a long time. So it's great to see the Mercedes driver being in such a good position here. As Joby is about 2 seconds behind Eggman, getting overtaken by his teammate right now, as these guys shouldn't be battling too much with each other. Because that's just going to lose, well, they're just going to lose more time on the Ferrari driver. And they had a lead of about 1.5 seconds on NJ. But now that gap has already shrinken, is that a word? Shrinken to about, oh wait, 1.7. So they did definitely get a couple of time, well, a couple of seconds, a couple of tens there. As Joby gets overtaken by Divine I, both drivers having a heated battle here in turn 4. This is going to be Divine I retaking P4, retaking what is his right to do so. Well, it's his right to do so. Joby now in P5. Unfortunately, lost about 1/10 on the Mercedes driver, but still 1/10 is basically nothing. He does have a bad exit coming through that corner right there. Lost about a couple of tenths right there. As the Aston Martin driver now in P5, looking to make that position on the Mercedes driver, but he just doesn't have the pace here. He lost that position to Divine I, and now with the DRS, is he going to get any closer to the Mercedes driver? 1/10, he's going to throw it down the inside, back onto the racing line. And the move was not there, so it seems like Joby is really trying to work his way around the Mercedes driver, but can't seem to find the gap anywhere soon. Paku's now having a heated battle with 2 guys right behind him as the Mercedes driver goes a little bit onto the curb. Might have been a little mistake there, and Sparrow really close to AP. Let's have a quick look right here. Chartman, who got a little bit closer. 3-way battle for P7. It seems like Chartman. Yeah, sorry guys. I'm really frustrated by my audio. I've got some latency issues, and I don't know how to fix it. Sparrow who got spun. Sparrow who got spun. He's all the way in the wall. He's in the wall, unfortunately, as the Williams driver dropped back all the way to P12. Talk is now getting overtaken by the Mercedes driver, possibly with a big launch from AP into turn 3 like he did already earlier. And now it's going to be Chartman back in P6. Through four-way battle for P6, it seems like, as Chartman is now taking the lead out of these four. The Alfa Romeo driver, Rios, climbing up the ladder right now, gained 9 positions already, as it is going to be Talk in P8, gaining about 6 positions, but he lost to these last couple of laps. He's got AP right on his tail, and AP wants to take what is his. You know, Divine crashed. Divine having an issue. He's had an incident with someone else. That was going to be Joby. Both drivers having an incident. And that is going to be race over for both of them. Well, not really. They're coming into the pits, but that's going to be a big crash and a big incident between both of them. Now let's go back to M. Rios as he's on the tail of Chartman. Both drivers got a little bit away from Talk right there, as the Red Bull driver has got his hands full with AP. Although a 1 second gap on the Mercedes driver is quite a big lead for the Red Bull driver. And yes, indeed, both the Haas drivers in P1 and P2 right now, as they've got a 4 second gap on NJ. As it seems like there's a little bit of groups forming right now. The Haas drivers in P1 and P2. We've got the Ferrari drivers in P3 and P4. I do have to say, 5.8 seconds from Chartman to MJ. So, in all honesty, I do have to say that MJ possibly has some good pace around the Austrian Grand Prix. He's not close enough yet to the Haas drivers, but he's definitely faster than all the other guys on the grid right now. So he's just going to take P3. Well, of course, if both Haas drivers are not going to collide with each other. But we've got Rios, the Alfa Romeo driver. He's just going to open up his DRS. Down the main straight right now. Sparrow with a 5 second time penalty, speeding in the pit lane. But Rios, he's not close enough yet. He's going to have another DRS opportunity here. But it's a little less long this straight. Coming out of turn 3, it didn't really look like he had a good exit out of that turn yet. And then it's just going to sit back and relax for the Alfa Romeo driver right now. And Chartman, he really feels the pressure from behind. Eska, who left the session, unfortunately. Joby coming into the pits. Rios with a 5-10 gap. It's not looking like it's going to be happening anytime soon. And looking at the tires right now, Rios is on those hard tires. So is Chartman. But Chartman already came into the pits quite early this race. So he's going to have the advantage of the tires right now. But, I mean, Agman and NJ both on medium tires. And taking that in consideration, we're going to be seeing Basil coming into the pits a little bit later than his teammate. And Basil will be having the faster laps, the faster tires at the end of the race. So, Rios, 6/10. It's not going to be an opportunity anytime soon, as Divine is making up his way. Right now, already back into P10, but he lost more than 25 seconds on Jazz, Oranje, Boom Brown, AP, and Talk. Talk, who's already taken a lead of about 30 seconds on the Mercedes driver. So there's no possible way that Divine Eye is going to get back to the top 6 without a DRS, without the help of the safety car, with all of those stuff. And right now, he's creating a little bit of a gap with Sparrow and Andy having a heated battle right there into turn 3. But Andy Loyal has to give that position back to the Williams driver right now. That Williams driver does have a penalty though. So Sparrow all the way in P11 with a 1 second gap on Divine Eye. So he needs to make up about 3/10 to be able to get into the DRS. But that's not really possible during this battle with Andy Loyal. Andy Loyal is definitely not giving up anytime soon. He wants to get into the top 11. Maybe even a possible top 10. But in that case, they need to get a little bit closer to Divine Eye. Having a little bit of a snap there, Andy Loyal. But let's go back to the front of the grid as Eggman and Mr. Basil still having a heated battle. And I really wonder what strategy Mr. Basil is going for. Is he going for hard softs? Is he going for hard mediums? What strategy is Eggman going for? Medium hards, medium softs? I really wonder because, you know, going on to the softs at the end of the race, it's possible. But you possibly need a little safety car to help you with that. Because I don't think, let's say you're coming into the pits around lap 20. You will be on 16 lap old soft at the end of the race. And usually those soft tires won't be able to last that long. Maybe they do in Austria here. As Chartman retakes P3, so we might have seen a little bit of a mistake there from NJ. As he just got overtaken by his teammate Rios, who is getting a little bit closer right now. He's trying to stick on the tail. He's not going to have DRS yet. AP and Oranje Bone Brown, who are pretty close to each other right now, P7 and P8. Or both the Mercedes driver and the AlphaTauri driver, but now NJ. He's losing the toe of his teammate though, so that does mean that Charlton is a little bit faster here in Austria. But Rios, we already know what kind of caliber he is. How much pace he has on this Austrian Grand Prix. Well, Austrian track. And he was the driver's champion or P2 or P3 last season in Div 2. He's climbed his way up into Div 1. But now racing in a Div 2. As Eggman is the first one on those medium tires coming into the pits. He's going for hard tires. And he will be on 20 lap old hards at the end of the race if there's not a safety car coming out, of course. Because if there's going to be a safety car coming out, we might be seeing the Haas driver going for soft tires at the end of the race. Oranje, AP and Jazz are all coming into the pits. Mihu with a 3-second time penalty. And Rios got into the DRS of the Ferrari driver. The Ferrari driver having a little bit of a snap right there. As Eggman is making his way up the field already. Making that move on talk in P6 right there. As we're now looking at Rios having a heated battle with NJ. Yellow flags in P1. That might have been the Williams driver Sparrow coming out of the pit lane. Or is that gonna be Mihu? It might have been Mihu. Mihu. No, it's not gonna be Mihu. It's gonna be Andy Loyal. He's gonna defend that outside position. Well, that outside line from the Williams driver right there. Sparrow in P11. He's not able to get any closer. Rios, who made that move on NJ already. As it is gonna be Rios in P4 as he got overtaken by the Ferrari driver right there. Beautiful move from NJ, making that move into turn 3. But he's got that penalty which he has to work with. That's gonna be a very bad situation for the Ferrari driver. I'm gonna have a quick look how many seconds that is. Just a 3-second time penalty, so he can hope for another penalty from Mr. Rios. Well, his first penalty, of course, but I don't think Rios is going to get a penalty anytime soon. Sparrow, all the way in P11, already with 8-second penalty. Oh, the Ferrari driver goes off track and he spins in the wall. So that's going to be a safety car situation. The safety car is on the left side of your screen right now. Now it's going to be on the right side. As this is a good situation for all the medium tire runners. Who is on the mediums? Well, NJ was on the mediums, but unfortunately he crashed into the wall. Drive-through penalty for Jazz. Big penalty for the Williams driver. And will the hard tire runners come into the pits for medium tires? Possibly. Basil will possibly go for medium tires right now. So will Chartman, so will Rios. And Jazz. Oh, there is right now. All right. There's gonna be a big lag in my microphone, right? Yeah, there is really a big lag. I don't understand because my computer is really not heating up that much. I've put the fan on it and it's really chilly right now, so might have been a PC mistake or something like that. I'm gonna delete that program I downloaded again because, in all honesty, it only fucked up my stream. So all of the guys are coming into the pits except for Rios. No, Rios is definitely coming into the pits. He's gonna be dropping back all the way to P4 again, as Chardman overtook him. Wait, oh no, Chardman was already ahead. No worries. So everyone came into the pits except for the guys behind AP, as they're now coming around the last corner. So Joby is going to come into the pits, possibly. No, he's not going to. He's on those soft tires, 5-lap-old softs. Jazz came into the pits for medium tires. Mihu came into the pits for hard tires. And it's going to be Sparrow, the only one who still comes into the pits right now. 2.5 second gap from Agman to Mr. Basil. But of course that's going to be getting a little bit less as Mr. Basil is stuck behind safety car right now. You know, guys, should I sing another safety car song? What do you guys think? Possibly, because you know what the thing is. I usually do a safety car song each race. Yeah? Okay, Thomas says yeah. All right. So I usually do a safety car song each race, but there has been a what's it called? A sprint race. So that's race 1, and there has been this race, which is a race 2. So actually I'm allowed to go for 2 safety car songs in one stream because there has been two races. So here we go. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Safety car, it is a safety car situation. Everyone is driving on a straight line, except for when you're going through the corner. Safety car situation here in Phoenix Racing League. Beautiful. I really hate that song. I need to find another one. You know what, guys? Right now we're gonna be designing a new one. It is safety car situation here in Phoenix Racing League. We are all driving behind each other. Everyone seems to be on medium tires, except for Agman, Andy, Loyal, and me, who are on the hearts. On the hearts, who are on the hearts, on the hearts. And then of course we cannot forget Joby Rennie, all the way in P13 with those old motherfucking softs. Yeah. No, maybe I need to make a song about something else. A song about something else. Let me have a quick look. What else can I make a song about? The position losses. The position losses. Let me have a quick look. Or the penalties. That would be funny. We've got the biggest loser of the evening. It is Davine. With a drive-through penalty. Bum, bum, bum. Divine with a drive-through penalty. Bum, bum, bum. Also, we've got Jazz all the way in P12 with a drive-through penalty. Bum, 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 bum. Drive-through penalty. It sounds like a song for like a TV show or something like that. The drive-through penalties. making their way into the F1 world, hoping for a chance of a big career. All of these guys started in Div 2. Well, the drive-through penalty guys making their way into Div 1. Well, we're racing in Div 2 right now, so let's see if they're gonna get in Div 1, of course. But the safety car is gonna come in. So we're gonna have green flags and we're gonna be racing pretty soon. So the guys who have drive-through penalties, they've gotta come into the pits right now. Because otherwise, they're gonna get disqualified from this session. We've seen it from in another league too, where another guy got disqualified for not coming into the pits. But is Mr. Basil gonna have a pretty dangerous race start once again? He's gonna go already. So he didn't want anything dangerous to happen to anyone at the back of the grid, as there is a big gap. Wait, don't tell me it's broken again. One second, guys. Oh no, it's fixed again. Okay. Talking P4 right now. He makes that move onto Mr. Rios. Quite of a surprise, in all honesty. Because I didn't really think that Talk was going to get into the top 4. Mr. Rios in P5 right now. 3 tenths behind the Red Bull driver. There is a big battle going on for P6 at the moment with AP and P7. And all of those guys with the drive-through penalty. They're having heated battles, but not too sure what for, because they've got to come into the pits anyway. Mr. Rios now in P5. Divine Eye with another 3-second time penalty. So it doesn't look like there's going to be any heavy battling going on right now. Although AP coming into the pits. Andy Loyal in P9. The McLaren driver has made up that position again on Divine Eye, as Divine Eye has got to come into the pits for that drive-through penalty. Mr. Rios now in P5. I'm just quickly gonna test something out, guys. Alright. Seems like it's a game glitch. Is it a game glitch though? Yeah, it's a game glitch. Mr. Rios all the way in P5 right now, having a 3:10 gap on the Red Bull driver, as Mr. Rios, he really wants to get into that top 3 position, but Sharpman already got away from Talk and Mr. Rios right now. A 1.6 second gap on the Red Bull driver, as he's looking to make that move on Eggman pretty soon. Sharpman right now in P3. He's pretty close to the Haas driver in P2, and with a 5:10 gap, you must think this is going to be easy work for the Ferrari driver. What tire is he even on? He is on those fresh medium tires, so they're definitely going to be faster than the 8-lap-old hards from Eggman. Is going to look down the inside, and he's going to try and make that switchback work. Sharpman, who did really develop his racing skills. But we might be looking at a penalty after that incident with Joby Rennie, so it's just waiting, it's just patience for the Ferrari driver right now. But maybe he wants to create an as much as possible gap between himself and all the guys behind him, because in case he would get a penalty, he wouldn't be losing enough positions thanks to that. The guys here at the back of the grid are having a heated battle too. Andy Loyal all the way P7 has to keep 3 drivers behind him. AP was looking to make that move. Now Sparrow being pretty close, as they're going side by side. But they're not going side by side yet. They're going right behind each other. The Williams driver having the DRS right there. Oh, Mr. Rios making a move on Talk. It seems like Talk retaking that position. Both drivers having heated battles here, as Mr. Rios retakes B4 right now. 6-lap old mediums for the Alfa Romeo driver. Talk is not giving up. Talk is not giving up. He's got enough straight line speed. He goes back onto the racing line into turn 4 right now as he retakes B4 from the Alfa Romeo driver. So in all honesty, Talk hasn't been performing very well these last couple of races, but right now it's looking like he's gonna get a good position on the board. A yellow flag, and that is gonna be safety car number 3 if I'm not mistaken, or safety car number 2 during this race, but safety car number 3 during the whole weekend. Andy Loyal, who crashed out, unfortunately. He is in P11, but he's not gonna score any points. Everyone is coming into the pits. All of the guys are gonna go for soft tires. Agman is gonna be caught in a double stack. Oh, there's someone staying out. That's going to be Oranje Boombraun. Agman might be losing one position. Or isn't he? It doesn't seem like he is. So he's just going to be happy that he stays in P3 right now, because Oranje Boombraun didn't come into the pits. Neither did Sparrow, neither did Mihu, and neither did AP. So all of the guys ahead of Mr. Agman are going to be having old tires, so it's going to be very difficult to overtake these guys. AP right now in P5. I mean, he has been looking very, very good today. He's been able to get a couple of moves today, but Joby left the session. What happened to Joby? Why did he leave the session? He's all the way in P12. He's still racing. Does he need an invite back? Let me ask him real quick, guys. Alright, guys, let me ask Joby real quick. Joby, are you still listening? Do you need an invite, buddy? Joby. Da, 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 da. Let me have a quick look. Does he reply? He is replying. He's texting. Let me have a quick look. We're waiting, guys. We're waiting. And I'm gonna take a quick sip, because, you know, I haven't been talking very much today, but still. Apparently Joby's PlayStation turns off. Well, turned off. Well, it keeps turning off. But he's got a new one. He has got a new one. Alright, so the safety car is possibly not going to come into the pits yet, because the Williams driver is all the way in Sector 1 still, and these guys are all in Sector 3 already, so we're going to be having one more lap here. I'm going to have a quick listen to Spotify to see if it's the game or if it's my headset. And then I'm going to boot that program out of my computer, because that has been fucking up everything. Alright, let me listen. Alright, so it's definitely the game. Yeah, so it's definitely the game. That's annoying. Maybe I can boot that program already. No, I'm not gonna do that right now, but I'm gonna be doing that after the race. immediately. I'm just gonna say, fuck you program, get out of my computer, get out of my system. Shoo, 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 shoo. And then it's just gonna run away. You know, it sometimes they get a little bit scared of me, you know. You know what? Sometimes you have to be a little bit, I'm not gonna say dangerous, but you need to be a little bit raw, you know. Especially to computer programs which don't work. Oh, guys, I've got so much stress right now. I'm gonna be all... did you see what happened to me? I definitely getting second return until someone decided to pit without warning, pulling into the res. So if you're the slam on. Yeah, I didn't see the incident happen, unfortunately, Joby. So I'm not gonna be able to give you my opinion. But yeah, if I hear it, how you explain it, it's a very unfortunate incident in all honesty. But yeah, what can you do about it, right? So Sparrow and Mihu and AP are all on old tires. So when is Mr. Basil gonna go? He didn't really do an acceleration like oh, broken front wings again for Mihu. He had it happen already during the sprint, I think, but now it happened again for the McLaren driver, Mr. Basil. I wouldn't say it's always a good idea to go that late, but you know, it's the driver's choice. Oh, they're going 3 wide into turn 3. Down the main straight right now. Maybe even oh, Mr. Rios dropped back all the way to P9. We've got AP and P6. Joby has joined again. And the Ferrari driver in P6. He lost 1 position. Agman in P5 right now. It seems like it's a little bit laggy here. Wait, it is definitely laggy. Oh no, it isn't. Agman making that move on Tog right now on those fresh soft tires. Let's have a quick look with the tires right now. All of those soft tire runners are already making those moves on these other guys. Mihu in P4 right now on those 12 lap old hards is getting overtaken. Ah, perfect, Joby. You joined back. Tog making a move on Chartman down the inside into that fast right-hander. He's got another one to come. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. That is going to be the Red Bull. Talk. He lost the position again. Talk, no way. Oh, he was looking at such a great race, but he bottled it again. He's going to score a couple of points, though. He's going to come into the pits. Is he going to retire? No, he's possibly going for the fastest lap here. He's got a 5-second time penalty, but he's not getting overtaken anytime soon. Agman making that move on Sparrow, but Sparrow, in all honesty, 6 more laps to go. Well, 7 actually. 7 more laps to go. He's looking at a P3, so staying out of that pits was actually a pretty good idea for the Williams driver. He's not getting overtaken by a lot of people. Maybe Chartman right now, who is looking to get onto the podium. You know, Chartman, he wasn't really the most consistent one last season. But seeing him here getting a P3... Wait, where did Sparrow go? No! Oh, my days. I thought he was just going to crash into the AlphaTauri driver right there. Sparrow, he lost it. Went onto the gravel. Ruined this race. That's unfortunate for the Williams driver. Now let's get back to Divine here. Around the outside of Oranje Boom Brown. Is he going to make that move? Yes, and the Alfa Romeo driver goes onto the curb. Tries to get back that position. And he does indeed. Oranje Boom Brown lost 2 positions in turn 1, and I don't think we have seen that. Oh, wait. Sparrow has crashed. Sparrow has crashed, and there is another safety car. Alright, 3 safety cars. My safety car prediction is going absolutely horrendous. I said there was going to be 1. We've seen 4 already. Hello? Hello, hello? Ah, it's giving audio again. Nice, okay. This is really a broken program. Yup. Can a computer actually... Can you actually use a Focusrite on a computer? That's my question. Well, on a laptop, not on a computer. On a laptop. I'm gonna Google that real quick, because nobody is coming into the pits anyway. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be pretty bad in all honesty. Yeah, should be all good. I think it's just the game which is a little bit broken. Because I don't have it right now, do I? Yeah, no, I don't have the problem right now. So it's definitely a game issue. Interesting. Alright, so safety car is going to come out next lap possibly, as Oranje Boombraun is now coming into the pits. Oh, and he's got a 5-second time penalty too. That is really unfortunate. Fine right now in P3, back in P3. I mean, tire-wise, he's been looking very great. Mr. Basil dropped back all the way to P5 as he came into the pits for fresh, soft tires. Mihu is on those hard tires, 16-lap-old hard tires. He hasn't come into the pits to change his front wing. He's got a broken front wing, as you can see right there. It's on the left side of that wing. AP and P7 right now. The Mercedes driver, how many positions has he gained actually? 1. We've got Mihu, who's gained 9. We've got Rios, who's gained 12. Divine, who's gained 8. Chartman, who's gained 11. And all of these guys have been performing very consistently here during this Austrian Grand Prix race. I would say Rios has been the better one. He's just been so consistent, didn't really crash. We've got Divine and Chartman. Is the game sound also broken for you guys, or not really? Or is it just normal sound? Yeah, the game sound is also broken for you guys. Not too sure how that has happened. Alright, well, we've got the race start right now. It's going to be Chartman in P2 right now, Divine in P3, and Rios in P4. Mr. Basil all the way in P5, AP in P6, as he's now getting overtaken around the outside of the McLaren driver. No. Yeah, Miu is getting dropped back all the way to P8 as Talk gets that position from the McLaren driver. Mr. Basil now making that move down the inside of Rios. Oh, shit. This is really broken. Just gonna lower down my volume. Chartman in P2 right now, trying to get back to Agman. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. As Oranje Boombraun crashed out, unfortunately. He was having such an amazing race, looking at a possible P3 here. But he came into the pits for another set of soft tires. And that has ruined his race, unfortunately. We've got Joby Rennie all the way in P11. As he makes that move again on Jazz. Is he even racing? Is he even racing? Not too sure. Mihu, who is ahead of Talk. Talk, who has a broken front wing. Chartman gets that position from Eggman down the inside. We're in the penultimate lap. Thomas quit. Alright, Thomas quit, apparently. But Eggman now in P2. And is this going to be the first race win for Chartman? It's definitely looking like it. As Eggman is all the way in P2 right now. Divine in P3. Is Divine going to get that podium here? He's got a raging Mr. Basil right behind him. As Mr. Basil right now in P4 on those fresh soft tires. Let's have a quick look with the tires. 3-lap old softs for Mr. Basil. He's going to go around the outside of Divine Eye right now. And there he goes. Divine Eye. He's got to be happy with the P4. He had that penalty anyways. Chartman with the fastest lap right now. It's going to be looking very great for the Ferrari driver at the moment. But yeah, I mean, Divine Eye, it's really unfortunate that he had a penalty and he has a little bit of a step there. Loses a position to Mr. Rios. As Mr. Rios retakes P4. The top 3 is still uncertain. Well, not really uncertain, but the P1 is still uncertain. I mean, if Chartman is going to get a penalty right now, or if anyone else is going to get a penalty. Eggman right now, P2, 7/10 behind Chartman. Is he going to be able to make that move? 10-lap old softs for both drivers in the top 2. And then we've got Mr. Basil on those 4-lap old soft tires. Was it a good idea to come into the pits to choose fresh softs? It definitely doesn't look like it, as he's not getting anywhere close to the top 2 right now. Chartman coming around the last turn. And is he going to be taking your race win? It does look like it. Although, down the line, it is going to be Chartman having your race win here in Austria. Eggman in P2 and Mr. Basil in P3. Rios in P4. And we've got Divine Eye in P5. AP coming around the last corner right now. He doesn't have a penalty, so that's definitely going to be a P6. Mihu in P7. And then we've got Talk in P8. As Talk is still in Sector 3, just entered Sector 3. Seems like Thomas is going to be quitting racing. Don't do it, buddy. Don't do it. We've all been in that situation where we thought that we're going to be quitting racing. But I'm currently in having a thoughts of quitting commentary because my PC fucks up. Well, not really PC, but my laptop. It always causes my interference to like fuck up and all that kind of stuff. Hear the sound. Thomas, hear the sound. Listen. Let's be honest here. How is that fucking possible? Thomas, I'm not going to allow that. All right, guys. So here we have the standings. We've got Chartman. Wait, let me go to the race real quick. We've got Chartman in P1, Eggman in P2, and Mr. Basil in P3. Further, we've got Rios, Divine Eye, AP, Mihu, Talk, Joby Rennie, Jazz, Oranje Bone Brown, Sparrow, and Andy Loyal. Then we've got NJ, Eska, and Martino. We had 5 DNFs today with Oranje Bone Brown. Also DNF'd actually. Jazz, Joby, and Talk all didn't race, I think. Maybe Jazz did. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, congratulations to everyone who has made it across the finish line. Chartman is also going to have your fastest lap. So Chartman is going to be the biggest winner of the evening. Congratulations to everyone right there. As I'm going to be shutting off the stream and hopefully find a way on how to fix my audio. And if I'm not, well, then I'm going to quit commentary in all honesty. All right, so here we are. Yeah, this is the thank you because I shut down my camera and I'm not able to show anything. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you had a fine evening tonight. I'm very sorry for the audio and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, nothing I can do about that. But hopefully I'm going to be getting that fixed for you next week or the week after. So I will see you guys pretty soon. And I wish you a very nice evening. This was Phoebe Thomas as your commentator. Peace out.
stay in your lane. Yeah, we get a little homie, you been getting some brain. Rapping about how you smoking weed like a chain, but I gotta be the one to throw the industry shade. Told you I've been fed up, get your bread up, you don't drop shit. Dropping so much fire, 2018, it's obnoxious. Put me on the 16, watch the numbers rise. Just went from the bubble to the topic. LOL, tell me that I lost it. Low key, love it when they talk shit. High key, working with the OGs. Same artists that I was always watching. Crazy, I be living out my dreams. Only 2 years ago, I came up on the scene. Sleeping through the day, but I'm working like a fiend. Yeah, she need me when I'm here, she need me when I leave. Like, they told me that, like, when I get cocky, ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. They tell me that, like, when I get cocky, ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. You cannot stop me. Ay. No more ballin' on a budget. Never been top 40, man, I'm underground. Right from the sunrise, finna blow up by the time that the sun goes down. Yeah, show you that I run it. Lately I've been on the low, we should make some ruckus. Yeah, old girls gonna want us, but I turn them all down. Hop the market like I'm sold out. Fans for my line, for my shows when it's cold out. Wish I knew then what I know now. Wouldn't have stress, wouldn't care about a view. Screwed up at 21, finna grow at 22. From a dollar in the dream, build that shit. Promise every single fantastic. Put the city on my back, got the type of flow that make the whole city do a backflip. They told me that, like, when I get cocky, ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. They tell me that, like, when I get cocky, ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. You cannot stop me.
Oye, no puedo parar. Enemigos yo quiero matar.